In today's episode, we're diving deep into a paradox many of us have seen, or perhaps lived. Have you ever seen bright kids grow into adults who are stuck, disconnected, and profoundly alone? They were promised greatness, praised endlessly. Yet that promise became pressure, and that praise, a prison. These once standouts now struggle with motivation, social connection, and an inability to simply start things. On the outside, they're sharp. Inside, there's a deep, unexplainable isolation, like life is happening elsewhere. The profound reason. Smart kids often build their entire identity around being smart. What once made them special now traps them. This isn't failure, but a survival strategy gone awry. Understanding this is key to finding your way out. The identity trap, when praise becomes a prison. As children, our identities are simple. We latch on to a few core traits, and for many, you're smart becomes the most powerful. Teachers, parents, and friends reinforce this label, making life feel like easy mode. You quickly grasp concepts, excel effortlessly, and stand out. But here's the insidious cost. This praise often celebrates effortless success, not hard work. You're lauded for solving problems quickly, getting an A without trying. This subtly embeds a dangerous belief: if I am smart, things should be easy for me. This belief sabotages your future. The moment something isn't easy, when you struggle, fail, or don't instantly understand, it feels like an attack on your very identity. If I'm smart, why am I struggling? Instead of leaning into difficulty, you start avoiding it. You won't raise your hand unless certain. Won't play games unless you know you'll win. Won't pursue passions that might expose you as less than perfect. Your life gradually narrows. You cling to familiar territory, protecting the image of the perfect smart kid, rather than embracing new challenges. This is the trap. While others experiment, try, fail, and develop, you're locked in a shrinking comfort zone. The longer this lasts, the harder it becomes to escape. You realize your entire identity rests on something fragile. You can't afford to fail, look foolish, or threaten the image you've so carefully constructed, so you stall. The social cost: intelligence versus connection. This is where isolation begins. Growth and connection are intertwined. When you stop growing, you stop connecting. Real connections forge through shared experiences, teamwork, navigating awkward phases, or striving together. If you opt out of these, fearing you won't be good enough, you miss crucial bonding moments. You avoid clubs, sports, or group projects, subtly stepping out of life's social flow. Yet, the yearning for connection persists. So, you rely on your intelligence. You try to understand people rather than relate to them. You analyze, observe, and run mental simulations. This leads to cognitive empathy, understanding emotions logically, but without true emotional engagement. It works to a point, allowing you to navigate conversations and appear charismatic. But underneath, you're exhausted, constantly calculating responses instead of simply being with people. Socializing becomes another performance you must excel at, leading to avoidance and deepening loneliness. You then try to apply logic to emotional pain, analyzing your self-worth and behavior to death. But intelligence isn't designed to fix emotional distress or build self-worth. It's a tool for external problems. There's no intellectual answer to, am I enough? That question can only be answered emotionally, and for smart kids, emotional growth often falls by the wayside. The last defense: defensive arrogance. When emotional pain becomes unbearable and loneliness feels overwhelming, the ego constructs a final defense: defensive arrogance. You tell yourself, I'm just different. I don't relate because they're not as smart. I'm too deep for surface-level friendships. This isn't a genuine belief, but a coping mechanism. It hurts less than admitting you feel left out. This isolating pattern builds a wall between you and everyone else, even when you crave connection. Because true connection demands humility, presence, and vulnerability, qualities the wall prevents you from offering. The path forward: embracing imperfect growth. How do we break free? The crucial first step is to let go of the smart kid identity. Not because intelligence is bad, but because basing your self-worth on effortless success is toxic. When your value is tied to easy wins, you'll avoid effort, failure, and any situation that might challenge your perceived exceptionalism, ultimately sabotaging your own progress and collapsing the illusion. The solution is to forge a new identity, One centered not on being smart, but on being willing to grow. Stop asking what makes me look intelligent, and start asking what helps me move forward. Stop protecting your pride and embrace discomfort. Allow yourself to try things and be bad at them. Show up not to win, but to participate. Yes, it will feel awkward, uncomfortable, even like a step backward. But it's the first authentic step toward becoming whole. Your old identity told you your value came from being special. Your new identity reminds you that your value comes from being human. And being human means you're allowed to be uncertain, grow slowly, feel lost, and not have all the answers. The only way forward is to take action anyway. Not perfect action, not clever action, just honest, imperfect. Human steps forward. Stepping down, stepping in. If you feel stuck, numb, or chronically disconnected, if your life revolves around being the smartest person in the room, this is your beginning. Let go of the story. Stop trying to impress. Start trying to be real. You don't need to be the smartest to belong. You just need to be willing to show up even when it's hard, messy, and unfamiliar. When you stop clinging to being above it all, you'll finally feel connection, not earned, but found by stepping down from the pedestal and into the messy, beautiful world where real people live. That's where you'll truly be seen and finally feel at home. Did any of this resonate with you? Share your thoughts. Naming the pattern is often the first step to breaking it. Thanks for listening. Take care of your mind, and I'll see you in the next.